So today I wanted to go over my goals for a no buy year in 2022. So first of all, the main goal for this is for my husband and I to save for a down payment for a house. And my goal with that is that we won't have to renew a rental agreement in 2023. So that is my goal, that we'll be able to use the money we saved from this no buy year to do that. So my priorities with this, and this is Willow. My priority with that is to use what I have to recognize that I already have enough, and then to get creative with things that we do have that can help us fill our needs, and then things that we can get for free. So before I do any purchases this year, I am going to ask myself the questions: what do I really need? And then what can I use that I already have to fill this need? So I have my laptop down here that I'm just kind of reading these bullet points from. So from this, I used a blog article from Becoming Minimalist, and to kind of help me go through this and write the ideas of purchases that I can or that are approved, and then things that I'm going to avoid. And so the approved purchases for this year are going to be based on a needs basis. Basics. So just like the everyday basics. So really just what is essential. And then, so the first one is food from the meal plan. So every Sunday, my husband and I sit down together and we think of ideas of recipes that we want to have for the upcoming week, things that we want to eat, and then also using things up from the previous week that we still have in the fridge. So with that, we make a meal plan and we write our grocery list. So that food that we're going to be approved purchases is going to come from that grocery list that we make weekly. And then replacement items, so that's things like soap and shampoo and toothpaste that you kind of run out of, but just as replacement items. So we'll be able to replace them. And then something that I'm learning from a book by Cait Flanders is then getting rid of the thing that's old. So if I'm replacing something with something new, and that makes sense with like shampoo and soap and toothpaste and stuff, but like if I have to replace shoes or pants or things like that, then just getting rid of the old item. The next thing is fostering/adoption items. So we are kind of getting into that sphere right now, and we'll need to have bedding. When we set up rooms, depending on like the child's age, we might need some furniture, and then like toys and materials. So those are some things that I'm planning that those will come up this year, and then just knowing that they are approved. Then the next one is gas, and we don't drive a whole ton when we go and visit family. That's when we use the most of our gas, but we usually try to make the most out of those trips, so we're not like overspending in that area already. Car maintenance, getting oil changed, tires rotated, new tires, things like that. We want to maintain our car. And then medical, I put under that is personal maintenance, just because we're taking care of other things in our lives, but I feel like sometimes I'm not as good at taking care of my personal needs. So just that personal maintenance. And then we know that we want to have like a sleep study done with Jeremy, so I know that that's gonna kind of fall in there. And then date night experiences is on the approved list, but like it says, just experiences, more than like things. So I want to kind of turn more towards experiences than the physical items. And then preparedness, I want to get a 3-month supply of food storage and build that out, and then a fully stocked 72-hour kit. We have some that we're kind of working on, but they're not fully stocked yet. And then so the list for abstaining is clothing. So, no new t-shirts or jackets or things like that. We know that Jeremy's gonna need some new pants soon, so those are kind of on the list, but that's a replacement because some of his old pants are getting worn. And then fast food, I've been trying to kind of get out of that sphere and just make things from home. So we'll still be able to go to like restaurants and stuff, and that kind of goes with that experience piece, but not eating fast food. And then gifts are on the abstain, and so instead we're going to share or give experiences. So that is what we're working towards instead. And then plants are on the abstain. I love plants. I really want to have a ton more. When we were in Baltimore, I bought this giant, like basically tree, and I loved it, but it was gigantic. Anyway, so that's on my abstain list except for food items. So I like to grow plants that are food items. So when it comes to kind of that growing season again, that is on the approved list. And then decorations, things like houseware, house items, we just don't really need any more of that right now. So how I'm going to track this is we have a budget Excel sheet that I go through monthly. I update it about weekly based on the things that we purchase. And so I will put on that based on the purchases if it followed the rules or if it was something that kind of broke the rules and it's a oops, and then we move on and kind of learn from that experience. So I will track it there, and then I also plan to do monthly updates on my blog and then also here on YouTube. And then just another consideration that the original blog post that I read talked about was defining how will you spend your extra time that comes from this. And so I want to do more creating, more sewing, want to work on my blog a little bit more. I really like cooking, so doing that some more, and then blessing the lives of others. And with that kind of comes also some things that we're going to be getting into this year is decluttering, preparing to move, and then professional and personal development. So those are some things that I would like to do with my extra time. So if you want to do a no-buy year or something like that, I have some recommendations of places you can go to kind of create this list. And then also Cait Flanders' book is very helpful in kind of seeing what that can look like. So if you want to look at any of those, I will provide those links too. Hope you enjoy.